You're not lazy. Your brain is just being suffocated by the piles of crap in your room. A 2011 Princeton University study proved it. Physical clutter literally hijacks your visual cortex, tanking your ability to process info exactly like a massive cyber attack on your computer's hard drive. I'm gonna be dead honest with you right now. There was a time when I'd come home, chuck my jacket on the sofa, and let dishes rot in the sink while telling myself, I'll handle it this weekend. And you know what? That weekend usually turned into next month. Back then, I felt permanently drained before I even opened my laptop to work. I used to beat myself up, thinking I was just a lazy slob or lacked the hustle gene. But here's the cold, hard science. Clutter is never neutral. It's a high-interest debt you're borrowing from your own sanity. Every time you walk past that mountain of unfolded laundry or that stack of junk mail, your brain doesn't just see fabric or paper. It registers an open loop, an unfinished task that starts sucking energy from your system in the background. Let's look at how we're actually dealing with this. I call it the psychological trash spiral. Check which group you fall into, because one of these is definitely ghosting your potential. First, we have the Perfectionist 7, the high-stakes burnouts. Your blind spot is all or nothing thinking. You leave the house messy all week because you think if you don't have 5 hours to do a deep clean, it's not worth doing at all. You think that unless it's 100% sparkling, it's a fail. The result: you live in high cortisol stress for 6 days just to spend your entire Sunday exhausted and scrubbing floors. Your defense mechanism is procrastination to protect your ego, because as long as you haven't cleaned, you can still dream about being a tidy person someday. Then there's the avoiders, the shield builders. You use clutter as a literal human shield against the scary parts of life. When work gets too hard or your relationship feels shaky, you'd rather look at a mess and feel guilty. Guilt is a distraction. It's easier to feel bad about a dirty room than to face a career-defining project. For you, that mess is a perfect excuse for not showing up. I can't start my business today, you say, because look at this disaster of an apartment. And finally, the people pleasers fake it till you break it. Your place is only clean for exactly 30 minutes before a guest arrives. This means your self-worth is entirely defined by what strangers think, not by how you actually feel. You're living in a fake script where neatness is just makeup for the chaos screaming inside your head. The second-order effect: 5 years from now, your self-esteem will be non-existent because you never did anything just for you. The clutter is quietly bleeding your cognitive bandwidth dry, minute by minute. It's like having 100 tabs open on Chrome. Your computer is going to lag, and your brain is doing the exact same thing. Here is the brutal truth. Your room isn't dirty because you're messy. It's dirty because you're using your living space to mirror a mind that has lost its grip on control. Neurobiologically, your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, surrenders to the amygdala when your environment is chaotic. When your eyes take in too many unorganized objects, it triggers the reticular activating system in all the wrong ways. The Princeton researchers found that clutter competes for your attention just like a toddler screaming for a candy bar. It sends constant pings to your visual cortex, meaning your brain never truly hits sleep mode. Forget that toxic, think positive crap or manifesting a clean home. Clean floors don't make you smarter, but they stop making you dumber. A clear space frees up the RAM in your head for thoughts that actually make you money. Let's talk about cortisol, the silent career killer. A study from the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin showed that people in cluttered homes have cortisol levels that spike at night instead of dropping. You're literally sleeping in a stress bath. Dopamine is usually the greedy broker in your brain. When you live in filth, you're starving your brain of the completion dopamine and replacing it with anxiety cortisol. And don't give me that more creative in chaos. Let's debunk that myth with some first principles thinking. University of Minnesota research shows clutter might help in the brainstorming phase, the messy, early stage of an idea. But to execute, to do the 99% perspiration part, you need a structured brain. Chronic messiness isn't a sign of genius. It's a sign of a broken energy management system. Your brain is staying in survival mode because it's trying to save energy by not moving. Changing your environment requires a violent intervention into your neuroplasticity. Cleaning every day isn't about doing chores. It's identity shift. You stop being a person who cleans and start being a person who lives in a high-standard environment. Here is your real talk prescription, and I'm warning you, it's going to feel like trash for the first 21 days. Your brain is going to fight you because it hates rewriting its habit code. The macro principle here is, do not use discipline. Use environmental automation. The goal isn't a clean house. The goal is making maintenance an unconscious reflex, like brushing your teeth or scrolling through Instagram. Here's the dosage for each profile. For the perfectionists, use the single flat surface protocol. Stop trying to clean the whole room. Pick exactly one spot, your desk or the kitchen counter. The rule: this surface must be 100% empty before you close your eyes at night. If there is one single piece of mail on it, you fail. This extreme limit helps your brain redefine the completion loop without the panic of a 5-hour overhaul. For the avoiders, use habit stacking. Never set a time to clean. You won't do it. You'll procrastinate. Instead, wipe the bathroom sink while you're still holding your toothbrush. Clean the kitchen counter while the coffee is brewing. Attach the cleaning to a trigger that already exists so your brain doesn't have time to whine about it. For the people pleasers, use the physical evidence protocol. Every morning at 10 a.m., take a photo of one clean corner and save it in a private album titled My Standards. You need visual proof to convince your brain that you are doing this for yourself. You're building self-respect, not hunting for likes or external validation. And finally, a micro-action for everyone, the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 120 seconds, hanging up a coat, tossing a Starbucks cup, rinsing a glass, do it IMDATLI. Don't let it become a tab running in the back of your mind. If you keep living in this chaos for the next 5 years, the cost isn't just a dirty house. It's a stagnant career because you can't focus, and a burnt-out nervous system from chronic, unnamed stress. Remember, your living space is a physical graph of your standards. Are you living in a war zone or a power station? Inner peace isn't something you find after a luxury vacation. It's something you design, one cleaned-off table at a time. Drop a comment below if you still think being a slob makes you creative. I'll be there to debunk your data one by one. This is Mind Insight. Get your head right